Welcome, everyone, to the Beyond Borders podcast. I am your host, Neil Howard, and I'm real glad that you decided to join us once again. We'll be having a conversation with Mr. Chris Mackintosh of Logix BPO. He's going to talk about his role at Logix BPO. He's going to give us a little bit of information about himself and talk about how Logix BPO specifically benefits their clients. Welcome to Beyond Borders, Chris. Thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure.
A bit about yourself personally, if you would.
Yeah, I'm a veteran of the BPO industry, and currently I'm residing, working throughout the world actually, but I'm based here in the Philippines, and I've been in the Philippines for 20 years. Been in the BPO industry for actually 37 years. So, but you know, as this is an audio, you're not going to see how young I look for my age. I'm married to a Filipino. We've been together now 14 years. We have a small 5-year-old boy, and I have a couple of adopted boys as well, and 2 daughters from a previous marriage in the UK.
You still have time to be a veteran BPO, yeah?
Yeah, well, actually, that's where the time's spent. To be fair, and I am pretty much a workaholic and have been, for the majority of that 30 odd years. My average day looks like around 15, 16 hours. That's just the nature of the BPO industry. You have to service pretty much Australian markets, UK markets, and then American markets. So having run a large operation globally, with multi sort of geos, you have to extend your time to be able to manage your team. When I say team, it's here at Logix, it's around 2,000 people split across really 3 continents, although when you look at Africa would say there's a difference between South Africa and then other Africa. So we kind of call that 2 continents, even though it's one. So yeah, when you spread your time across, all that, and, support your team, also clients as well, big important part of my life, and they kind of utilize me because, with that length of experience in running, various kind of processes, obviously, it's good to be able to be on call at top level, to, understand what they need to do, want to do, to keep their customers happy.
Not to initiate a history lesson, but I don't believe that I have spoken with someone who has such an extensive career in BPO. What would you say? Because obviously you were in it in the early days. What would you say is the major mind shift when it comes to BPO, to offshoring, as opposed to as almost 40 years ago?
Yeah. That's a really, 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 really great question. I have to be honest. Never, ever been asked it in all that time. So well done. Well done. Basically, it's been about opening the world up and looking at not just the cost saving. I hate to think that people just use outsourcing or BPO for just pure cost saving. I would like to think that also over the years, quality aspect has also kind of risen, within, various countries in various geos. So I think the mind shift has been about basically also, in terms of like customer service, in supporting global markets. For example, a UK company, are not kind of cultured enough to say to operate at a 24-hour kind of basis. It's kind of not kind of naturally for them. But to offshore companies, 24-hour service, people are happy to work it. In fact, in the Philippines, they love work in what we call the graveyard shift, which is the American markets, So I think culturally, looking at competitors, I suppose, clients look at competitors, see the advantages that they are making in terms of obviously cost savings and quality. They can judge that from things like CSAT or Trustpilot or NPS kind of scoring. So, when they're suffering, by being behind the competitors in terms of score ratings, I guess that also adds, a dimension to one of the reasons why they want to look at it. But also technology as well, I think, has kind of played a massive part and a massive kind of change switch, because there are pioneering countries, even India to this day is still pioneering in the technical markets, and I guess the kind of willingness for offshore companies to try process and to develop their own people skills and technology skills. So if you look at BPO, there's kind of three things you look at. It's the process, it's the technology, and it's the people. And obviously, it's on a very high level, competition factor, with nearshore or even local, kind of talent, to be fair.
When it comes to your flexibility as such a large company with such a large global reach, how flexible can you be with your clients? Are your clients able to make, say, last minute or spur of the moment decisions once they've contracted? Are they locked in for specific amounts of time? Are there long-term commitments that might become burdensome because you are a large company with lots and lots of clients and employees?
Exactly. No, I mean, listen, our philosophy is, we do have hundreds of clients. We have large clients that, have, in excess of, a few hundred people working on their process. These are more kind of customer service, customer experience, multi-channel campaigns. But on the other hand, we do have customers that have bespoke campaigns where they just require one person, and it could be in the digital sphere, it could be in the, the technical drawing sphere. So, we apply the same kind of service, whether it's a one man operation to a multi-hundred man operation, or FTE operation, I shouldn't say man. And we are flexible, and that's one of the reasons why I think we maintain our clients.
What is the major takeaway for our listeners this morning? And give us some contact information where our listeners can learn much, much more about Logix BPO.
Yeah, sure. Well, first and foremost, the takeaway from this is that we're a very, pliable organization. As I was saying, that we're happy to talk to anybody that would require our services, and our services extend not only in the Philippines but across India and Africa as well. And we're happy to look at, as I say, anything from one person to hundreds of people. Very, very good at, everything in BPO, every kind of process in BPO, from multi-channel customer service, customer experience programs, both voice and non-voice, to everything kind of outbound as well, from, sales and lead generation or appointment setting, telemarketing, etc. So again, I'm a veteran of 37 years, a lot of experience globally. I've kind of lived and worked everywhere around the BPO world, and I always kind of apply myself enthusiastically to all companies, potential companies, and our existing companies. Contact details. You can contact me via email, which is Chris, which is CHRIS, and that's .m for Mackintosh, at Logix, which is LOGIX, BPO.com, and or visit our website, which is logixbpo.com.
Chris, I thank you so much for taking the time with us here on Beyond Borders, and I'm looking forward to another conversation with you.
Yeah, sure. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. You've been listening to the Beyond Borders podcast. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Chris Mackintosh, COO of Logix BPO. Find out more about our BPO services at outsourcingfit.com and get more information at verticalinternetmedia.com.